Howdy folks, welcome back, and we're going to do part 3 today. And before we get started, I just wanted to show you here that I did figure out here where you can do for a multi-dimensional array, you can do get length. There we go, get length. And so 0 would be the first dimension, 1 is going to be our dimension that we're looking for in this particular case. So we're going to do this. And so just in case for whatever reason, it's more of a just for a teaching moment here kind of thing. But yeah, just that's what you can do in order to get the length of a dimension in a multi-dimensional array. And the other thing that I wanted to show you in here was instead of this ridiculous kludge, and actually we can get rid of this comment too, but instead of that, what we can do is we can go system.threading .thread .sleep. There we go, and it's in, as you see here, milliseconds. So if we do 1000, then it will sleep for 1 second per. So now when it compiles here, it will do 1 tick and then it will sleep for 1,000. There you go. So it's going to sleep for 1000, and then if we go back here and we change this to 33, we should get about 30 frames per second. So there you go. And so yeah, that's the that's that part. And today we're going to set up a way to get our results in and you know, go forward from there. So yeah, we'll do our little intro and I'll meet you on the other side. All right, we can continue now, and before we go further with this part, because today I do want to get the player movement going, but before we do that, so that we can all share these easily with Discovery, I wanted to show you in the Wikipedia article, it says that the way people are, I guess the standard expression of doing this is that you can go like this. So if these are the numbers where the cell is already alive and it stays alive, this is the stuff after the slash is the number of neighbors that are alive. That will requirement, that's the requirement for birth. So what we're going to do is we're going to have it translate to that. And so yeah, we're going to have it do that instead. So what we want to do is we want to do, that's going to do, we want to add each number. So we're going to go like this, and we're going to take out this part, and we're going to go for I equals 0 to 9, and then that's the number of neighbors, and then if I, let's see, if rule 0, comma I, right? So if that's true, then we want to add that number to our string, s plus equals, and that's going to be I dot toString. And so that's going to create our thing there, and we're going to go if s.length. I think we can do that. Can we do that, or is that no? There's a string length, right? Dot string, no, because s is already a string. So s.length, it's got to be, yeah, here, it's right here, s.length equals 0. We probably want to add, do we want to add something there? Let's go like this, and then we can go s plus equals, let's see, that, just so that we know there's nothing, you know. And then we're going to do the same, we're going to comment that out, and we're going to do the same thing for this one. So why don't we just get rid of all this, and we can do the same thing for this line. And let me see here, we can go, do we want to use S still, or should we use T and then make sure that t is 0. Yeah, let's do that. String t equals nothing. And we're going to go with t here. And then we're going to go like this and make sure we change both of these. So if t length equals 0, then t plus equals that. Our final rule expression is going to be s plus equals slash plus t. And you know what? We can just go like this. Console. Yeah, why don't we do s plus equals, because we can use this. We can go console, right? Where'd it go? Why my tab wasn't working there? Console. Oh, I didn't put my thing here. There we go. Console dot right line, and then we can go s. And the other thing I want to do is, I think we're just going to go like, we're going to copy all this code, and let's see, we're going to make this into a function. So why don't we cut all this, and we're going to go private string make rule string, and then this, and we're going to put all this code into a function. Okay, and why isn't that? Oh, we're going to go return. Okay, return s. There we go. Okay, so this is going to do all of that. It's going to create this thing and it's going to return it. So if we go like this, we're going to go s equals make rule string. No, not string equals, string s equals make rule string. There we go. And I mean, you know, we can even do this. We don't need to assign that. We can just take all this out. Just go like this. We can do it there. Okay, so we simplified all that. There we go. And I'm just trying to make sure that's what I wanted to do. Okay, yeah. And then what we're also going to do is we're going to have this, we're going to use this elsewhere too. This is why I made a function for it. So every time it does this rule thing, we're going to have it go onto the form here. There we go. And we're going to have it open this up. And let me see, where's our toolbox? We're going to go text. Really? What's up with that? Toolbox? Did I miss something? Okay, that was weird. Why aren't there any tools in the toolbox? Let me see here. View, toolbars, standard, because we want to add a text box. Let's see, view, toolbox. There are no usable controls in this group. What happened to this? Okay, I'm gonna have to figure this out. Yeah, give me a second. I'll figure this out. Okay, that was interesting. I clicked on this and all of a sudden they all came up. Okay, so anyway, we want just a text box. So we're gonna put a text box over here, and that's fine. We can make it a little bit wider just in case it needs to be. And within our text box, we're going to put our rule. And so we're going to go, I mean, we can even put a, where is it, a frame? No? Where is that little, there is a little thing just to make it, I'll show you guys how to do this. Where is it? Where is the tool strip? Where is it? It's containers. There we go, group box. Here we go. So we can go group box here, right? We can move this into the group box. So now when we move our group box, this stays with it. And that will allow us to put a label on this. So we can change the label here to rule set description or whatever. Okay? And so then when we create our new rule set, whenever we change the rule set, we're going to set this text to be whatever that is. So we're going to go, where is that? Let's see, we're going to go on here. We're going to go, oh, there it is. It's right there. Set rules. Okay, so we're going to set our rules, and now that our rules are set, we're going to go text box 1, which is the one we added, dot text equals make rule string. So now it's going to show us whatever rule. There we go, 457, 457. And then if we go, I think we're going to need to click on the form in order to, yeah, see, this is going to be a problem here, is we're going to end up with with that. We can't get the focus to the out of the text box. So why don't we make this not a text box? Because the text box can get focus. What about a, what are those called? A label? Yeah, a label. There we go. Okay. We can add a label instead of a text box. A label just has, does this have auto size? Let me see. Auto size true. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. All right. So what we can do is we're going to do label 1 instead. So we're going to do label 1 dot text equals make rule string. There we go. So now when we go like this, see, it's gonna do that. And then if we want to, can we, something, oh, you know what? It's doing the same thing. You know why? Because I'm an idiot, and this is what happens when you copy paste your code. You got to be very careful about this. When you copy paste your code, you got to remember to change, especially if you're doing stuff with like 3 dimensions and you're going X, Y, and Z, and you copy the, because the same thing happens on each axis, and you copy it, and then you've got like X, 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 and you got to change it to Y, 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 and you miss one of them, and your thing behaves really horribly, or just in some weird way, and you cannot figure it out, and you spend hours messing around with it. It's like, that Y is supposed to be an X in there, or whatever. It's like, it's never happened to me before, I swear. That's why I didn't know where to go looking for it. There you go. So there is our rule set. And see, you can do that. So, oh, that is cool. So this will allow us to share rules also with each other in a way that makes, that is really kind of cool. 07345. I'm going to write that down. 07345. Okay. Where'd that go? 07345. 07345. Okay, so 345. So I'm actually going to save up a bunch of these rule sets. We're not going to do that immediately, but we are going to make a collection of these rule sets, and then once we get them, we're also going to test them for how many iterations it takes, because, you know, we're doing 20 iterations every single time, and, you know, it may not take 20. It might, you know, only take 2 or 3 for a lot of these to settle into their stable form, or they might, you know, be better off if they go to 100 or whatever. But we do want to keep them as minimal. We do want to keep that number as low as possible, because remember, the game is going to be running as this is happening, and it's going to be running at full blast. It's not like the game is paused while you're doing this or anything, you know, the rest of the game. So yeah, we do want to keep this fairly lightweight on the CPU. So anyway, why don't we put in our player movement? And so what we need to do is we need to get the keyboard input. And so I think what we need to do is go to here, and we need to go to our events. So we're selecting the form here itself, not the label and not the picture box, just the form out here. And we're going to select the events here. Now notice on here it does that. So when we go key down, and we want to go key down, where is it? Here we go, key down. So it's right there. Oh, you know what? We already did that, didn't we? Okay, so we're already detecting the keystrokes. Duh. Yeah, it's been a couple days, so I forgot where I was at. Okay, so on our key down, what we're going to do is we're going to look for key codes, player movement, right? And so the other thing we're going to need to add in here is we're going to need to add in some information for where the player is going to sit. So we're going to go int Should we do integers or should we do floats? Because I'm kind of thinking the player is going to, I think we're going to try starting with integers. And we're going to go player x equals 1 and int player y equals 1. We're going to start them out at 1, comma 1, and I'm not sure if that's even going to be important because we'll probably reset it with each reset of the rules or whatever, or of the cells or something like that. When the cells are done, we'll have it set to that. But let's start them out as 1, and yeah, we're just going to count it as if it's going to be one playthrough. So we're going to have to restart the whole program in order to do another playthrough. So what we're going to do is we're going to set player movement, and we're going to go if e key code equals blah blah blah. Okay, so whoops, we're going to go here and keys dot down. We're just going to use the up, down, left, right keys for right now. And what we're going to do is we're going to move the player. We're going to go player y plus plus, so it's going to add 1 to the player y's position, and we're going as down. The y-axis is going to go down this way, and the x-axis is going to go, whoops, that way. So yeah, so we're going to go y down, and then we're going to check and see if for collisions with background maze. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to go if what is our block? Okay, block player x comma player y, and if that's true, are we drawing if block? We're going to fill it with if it's false, it's white. Yeah, so we're going to do black. So if it's true, it's a wall. Okay, that's what I wanted to know. So if it's true, it's a wall. So then we need to go player y minus minus. We're basically going to put the player back where it was. And we could even play a sound there. And I will have to look up how to do sounds. I think it's actually fairly easy to do that, but we can have it play a sound if we want to. Well, let's just get it working for right now, and we'll add some little details like that in a little bit. So let's get keys down. If we're going to go if key code equals keys up, and we're going to do the same thing, except we're going to reverse these. So we're going to go like this, and we're going to go minus minus, and then we're going to go plus plus. So we're going to reverse both of those. And then we're going to do the same thing for, whoops, let's see, if key code equals keys left. So that's going to be x minus minus. Now the other way you can do this is you can go if, you can actually do like this, and I'll show you alternate ways to do this. If plus position player x minus 1, okay, is like that, then we can actually go left. So you can actually check if the blocks is true, then we go left. You can do it this way if it's, and actually we probably should do -1. Let's just do it this way for simplicity's sake. And so we're going to go x plus 1, then we're going to go plus plus. If -1, whoops, see, this is where you got to watch out, especially when you're yapping while you're typing. Okay, so if this is a valid one, then we can move there. If this is a valid one, we can move there. If this is a valid one, we can move there, and we can do the same thing here. Now you can even just put all this in one line of code if you want to. But we'll do this. It's really a matter of preference as far as how you format your text, as long as it's readable by you and reasonably readable to other people. Okay. So there is all of our movement, and then what we want to do is we want to draw the player's position also, and so make it visible, obviously. So once we're done drawing the maze, we're going to go, let's see, we're going to draw a g.fill, whoops, dot fill rectangle. You know, I almost want to do a circle or whatever. What would a circle be? Rectangle. You know what? Let's do that. Let's do this, and we're going to go brushes dot yellow. A yellow circle. I think that's a little, let's do green. Yellow's a little too Pac-Man-y. All right, and we're going to do, our rectangle is going to be player X, and let's see, times W, player Y, whoops, times W, and then we're going to go, we're going to do a width and a height, and that's going to be WW. And that should show the player's position. Now this is only going to happen, notice that we have this on key down. So you're going to have to let up the key and push it down again in order to move multiple times. So let's see what happens here. And the thing that we have to watch out for right now is if we try to go off the edge, it's going to try to check if, you know, some part of the array at -1 is a valid, is true or false, and it's not part of the array. So you're going to get an array bounds error if you try to do this thing. Let's see. Oh, I've got it reversed. Okay. So I've got it reversed here. I've got it so that it's only letting us, whoops, it's only letting us move into the walls. That's because, duh, we did this thing. So we're actually going to want to change it back anyway. After we did all that, let's go player Y plus plus. Okay. Now we're going to go if player Y is greater than, where is it? Max size. Now our max size is 40. That means our array goes from 0 to 39. Remember that. So if it's actually greater than 40, it's 41. So we do want it to stop when it's 40 also. So if it's greater than or equal to max size, we're going to go, let me see, or we want to do this, we want to let it through. So if it's less than max size, or if this is not true, right? Because the false ones are the ones, because remember we're asking if there's a wall there. So if there's not a wall, and we're going to leave this back out. So if it's a valid position and there's not a wall there, then we're going to go, wait a minute. We want to actually check, and we want to undo this. Yeah, we want to go greater than equals, and we do want to check. So if it's out of bounds or there's a wall there, because if it's out of bounds, it will short circuit. It's called short circuiting the if statement here. If this one is false, let's see, and I want to go like this. No, I need to make sure I do this right, because if I don't do this right, it's going to still check this one. So it's going to check this one. If it's true, It's going to continue to check this one. So let me see if this one's out of bounds. It's because I'm talking. I swear it's because I'm talking. Okay, let me think about this for a second. If the player has gone out of bounds, then we're going to go player y minus minus, right? And then we're going to go if, well, I want to do this separately. If the player has tried to move into a block, then we're going to go player minus minus. Yeah. Okay. So if the player has tried to move into a wall, then they're also going to be taken back. So if either of these conditions, so yeah, this is an OR, and we're not really going to be able to do that. Yeah, we're not going to be able to short circuit that. Okay. Anyway. So the point I was trying to make is if you say if A and B, whoops, if you do a statement like this, if A and B, it checks, and if A is false, then B, this whole thing cannot be possibly true because A and B both have to be true. So basically it short circuits. It doesn't even check to look and see if B is true or not. That's called short circuiting, and you can do the same thing on OR. If something is true, if the first one is true, then you can just skip the rest of everything. And so let me think about this for a second and decide if there's a way to short circuit this. Not that it's that big of a deal, but it's it's good practice. It's good technique. So let me think about this for a second. Okay, I I got this now. All right, so what we want to do is we want to go if greater than or equal to, if this is greater than or equal to max size, or there is a block there, then we want to revert. And so what this is going to do is this is going to short circuit. If this is an invalid thing, this is going to short circuit the OR statement and just undo it, you know, execute this statement and without checking this. So we should be good with that. And so we're going to go do the same thing. We're going to go if, now remember this is going to be reversed, so we're going up. So we're going to go like, we're just going to copy this and try to make sure we reverse everything. We're going to go player y minus minus, and then we're going to go if it's less than or equal to 0. Right? I'm trying to think if that's right, because we don't want to allow the player to go back up on the 0 part, I think. And so we're going to go block, and then we're going to go plus plus. We want to reverse that. And then we're going to go the same thing with this. Look at this. You see, remember what I was talking about? So yeah, we had the y in there too. Okay, so let's get rid of these lines, and we'll go like this, and we'll go x, player x. If player x is greater than max size, then we're going to do the same logic with that one. And then we're going to do the same thing on this one. And we're going to go back to player x. And I'm going to have to look at whether or not I want this the player to be able to actually go past 0 or not. So I think we're just going to start it like this. We're going to try this and see what happens. Okay, so now, and did it just, it's going backwards. Oh, that's why. Okay. So if we go keys right, we're going to go player x plus plus. And if, you know what? This is all the logic for left, isn't it? So we can just reverse these. So player x. So when I was hitting the right key, it was going like this. And it was still doing it, wasn't it? Let me see what was happening there. See what's going on. And we're trapped. Can we? There we go. Okay. So if we try to go past the edge, see, it is going to let me. Oh, that's why. Here we go. Let's fix this. Because I'm checking to see if player Y is less than 0 when I'm changing player X. I told you. Watch that copy paste. Okay. There we go. And we can move here. Can we move up? It's not going to let us move out of bounds now. So I'm going left, 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 left. It's not doing anything. Let's reset the maze. Cool. And let's see if we can get a maze that actually allows us to go somewhere. There we go. So we can go like this. Let's see what happens here. And a little bit farther. Cool. So now we're able to actually, wow. That's kind of scary. So if you're surrounded by that, you're stuck. Let's see if we can, that's kind of cool. That one's almost passable. Okay, let's see if we can get one. Yeah, there we go. Much better. And is there a way through this? Yeah, there is. You can go through here. Whoops. I swear it's buffering the key strokes that I'm doing and replaying them afterwards. There we go. Okay, so yeah, it is letting us, cool. It is letting us through, and that's awesome. And so now we've got our rule set descriptions, and we've got our player moving around. So let's see what else we can do here as far as getting this. I wanted to make it so that we can test. We need a number here of things that we can do, of what do you call them? Tick counts here. So we're going to call this max ticks. So we're going to go up to here. We're going to go int max ticks equals 20. We're going to start out with 20. We're going to go over to here. We are going to put a label, not a label. We're going to put a, what is this called again? A group box? Okay. We're going to put a group box. They used to be called frames in Visual Basic, and so it's a different thing for me. And then we're going to put a text box. Where is it? Text box. We're going to put a text box in here. And then we're going to put a couple of buttons. So let's go button here. We're going to put an up button and a down button. So we're going to do this. We're going to change the text on these. Let's see. Whoops. That's not what I wanted to do yet, but that's okay. We're going to take that out. And we're going to take that out of the code too. Oh, it did. Okay, good. All right, we're going to change the text on this to be, where is it? Just the text. We just want the properties. There we go. Okay, the text on here is going to be plus. And then the text on here is going to be minus. So we're just doing this for practice for those of you who want to learn how to do interfaces and that kind of stuff, that you want to know how to connect buttons to functionality and code. You know, basically, that was one of the trickiest things because I didn't have somebody teaching me Visual Basic. And so for me, trying to figure out how to connect a button, I had a form with all kinds of buttons on it, but I didn't know how to like make it do something when I click the button, and everybody apparently just assumes you automatically know that. So what we want to do is on here, we can even call these, we can rename these. We're going to rename these to, where is it? Where is it? There we go. We're going to call this button up, and we're going to call this button down. Okay, and so that will let us more easily identify them in code. And we're going to call this text max ticks. So that's going to let us set this value for our max ticks and everything. So what we're going to do is we're going to go tick limit. Oh, that's the name. I want to do the text on here. We're going to do the text to tick limit, and we're going to clean this up a little bit. we can go like this with the buttons. We can put them side by side. And do we want to put them the other way, right? So we're going to go like this and that. So now you can actually, you can change the tick limit by either typing in the text or doing that. And so we need, if you double click on that, it'll show you the event for when this is changed. And so we're going to go max ticks. You know what? We don't need to do that when it's changed. We just need to get it when, let's take that out of there. We just only need to get that value when it's, whoops. Should we go to code? Let's undo that. Let's undo, where was it? Here. Let's undo that. Sorry, I deleted this. I manually deleted that. We don't want to do that. We want to go to here, and we want to go to the events, and we want to take that out. There. Okay. So yeah, if you want an event when the button's clicked, we're going to go like this, and now I think we can get rid of that, right? There we go. Okay, so we want a button up and button down. Okay, and we're going to go max ticks plus plus, and we're going to go text text max, right? Max ticks equals max ticks dot to string, just to make sure we've coerced it. Why is it cannot? Huh. Okay. Oh, we need to go dot text. Okay. Apparently it's not the default. Whoops. I don't know if this control has a default thing, because sometimes on well, at least you used to be able to do that on Visual Basic. If you change the text box just by addressing it by its name, it would automatically assume you were talking about the text field. Okay, so we're going to do the same thing here. We're going to go like this, and we're also going to check max ticks is less than 1, max ticks equals 1, and I think there's a math function for that too. Dot min max. Would that be max? Yeah. And then we're gonna go. Oh, it's only. Oh no, it's not bytes. You can do that with any values. Okay. Yeah, I wasn't looking at the overloads. Okay, so if you go max max ticks comma 1, what it'll do is it'll basically do the same thing. It'll return the largest of these two numbers, right? So if this goes below 1, it'll always return 1. So max ticks equals that. You can do it this way also. And so this is just going to make sure that it does that. And then we could do the same thing here. We could put a min and max ticks comma 100 or something like that, but I don't think I want to limit that. And so then when we go to up here, if tick count is less than max ticks, right? Then we're going to do that. And we're also going to get the max ticks when we do here, when we set our rules. We're going to go max ticks equals text 1. What is it? Text max dot text dot to int. No, we're going to go like this. We're going to coerce it to an integer that way. Can we do that? We can't. What am I doing wrong here? We can't coerce it to a string. Cast is redundant. Okay. But we can't convert string to int. Okay, I need to look up. Let's go over here. Let's go, let's see, let's go C# string to int. Here. Let's see. Convert. Okay, it's convert. All right. So we'll go convert dot to int 16 is fine. That's going to give us a number from 0 to 65,536. It's fine. Okay, there we go. Apparently, yeah. Okay, apparently you can't do text the other way. All right. So that's going to set our max ticks every time when we reset the rules. So let's see what happens here. And I think our thing is blank right now, isn't it? It's blank right now. So we need to set a default value for that. Let's go to our design here, and we're going to go into here, and we're going to change the text to be, go to properties, and we're going to change our text to 20. So now when we start it, it should, there we go. Okay, so now if we, is backspace the one that, whoops, we're back onto this again, aren't we? I think we're gonna have to make buttons for the other thing or something that will let us get the focus off of that. Yeah, let's see. If we go form 1, can we go form 1 click? Let's see how we can get the focus to the form. So let's go to form and let's go events and let's go mouse click, and let's see, there we go, form 1 mouse click. Can we go focus? There. I think that will do it. I think that will, yeah. Let's see if that'll work. And no, it's not going to give it the focus to the form. Okay, I'm going to have to look that up. Give me 1 second and I'll figure that out. Okay, it's the key preview property on the form. So let's see if that is right here. So let's go set that to true. Now when we run this, wherever we press a key, it should, so if we go like that, yeah, see, it's going to pick up the, nice, it's going to pick up the, the keystrokes no matter where the focus is. So if we go like this and we do that, see, the problem is we don't have anything that can sit there, and I still need to figure out how to get the focus off of these and just onto the form or just onto a button that does nothing. So we're going to have to figure that out, and I think for right now we're just going to put a button here, and we can click on this button, call it do nothing, right? And we can click on this button just for the purpose of getting the focus off of the other stuff, so that, yeah, so that we can, oh, that's cool. That's really cool. Okay, 1 2 3 5 8 0 5 6. I like that one. But yeah, we can get the, is it going to let me? Is it going to let me do anything? Let me see. There we go. That was kind of weird. It's like it didn't have focus at first. But yeah, that'll let us receive our input here even when we're not doing anything. And so yeah, I think that's going to be it for this time, and this is going to be what, part 3. And yeah, so in part 4 what we're going to do is we're going to figure out how to get the enemies in here, and we're going to get enemies to come in here and come after the player and stuff. And so that's going to be the fun part. We're going to do some little AI, you know, and see what we can do with that. So yeah, we'll see you guys in part 4. Later.